How do you effectively manage pawn structures in chess? Imagine your pawn structure as the backbone of your entire game. It shapes your position and influences every move you make. Managing these pawns well can turn the tide of a game in your favor. First, recognize the type of pawn structure you have. Is it an isolated pawn with no friendly pawns nearby? Or perhaps you have hanging pawns side by side? Knowing what kind of structure you face helps determine your plan. For example, if you have an isolated queen's pawn, it can be a weakness but also a strong attacking point if used correctly. Next, look for weaknesses in your opponent's pawn formation. Are they doubled pawns or backward pawns? These are prime targets for attack. Protect your own weak pawns by placing pieces around them and try to exploit your opponent's weaknesses. A good way to challenge your opponent's structure is with pawn breaks. These are moves where you push a pawn forward to open lines or create new weaknesses. Timing is everything here. A well-timed pawn break can open files for your rooks or diagonals for your bishops, giving you more activity. But be careful. If you break too early or without support, you might weaken your position instead. Your pawn structure also guides your overall strategy. If you have a majority on one side, consider pushing those pawns to create a passed pawn or open lines for your pieces. If your control is central, use that space to maneuver your pieces into strong squares. Maintaining flexibility is key. Avoid unnecessary pawn moves that could create permanent weaknesses or block your pieces. Only push pawns when it clearly improves your position or supports a concrete plan. Also, adapt your strategy based on whether the position is closed or open. In closed positions, knights excel because they can hop over pawns to reach key squares. In open positions, bishops become powerful because they control long diagonals. Keep an eye on your opponent's pawn structure too. If they have weak pawns, target them with your pieces to gain material or positional advantages. Managing pawn structures is an ongoing process. It's about constantly evaluating how your pawns influence your piece activity, potential weaknesses, and your overall plan. Sometimes you need to hold your structure intact, and other times you should break it apart to seize the initiative. Patience and foresight are your best tools. By understanding these principles, you can make smarter pawn moves that support your middle game strategy and help you control the game.